a barrel roll? Is that possible? Oh my goodness. Good. Oh, whoa, whoa. All right, and welcome back to the channel. We are here again in X-Plane 11, and today we have a fun 70-mile flight for us to take care of today in our Beech D17 radial Staggerwing plane. And how good does this plane look? Absolutely iconic radial engine Staggerwing aircraft. I mean, this was from an era that we'll never see again. Look at the detail here. Look at this Art Deco styling. It is insane. I wish this plane was an X-Plane 12. All right, so battery is on. Fuel pump is on. And we are on our main, we should be on our main tank. This plane has 5 tanks. And like a lot of planes you'll see, I think Piper is really common for that, where you'll have a center tank and wing tanks. This is kind of that same concept, but to another level. So you have 5 tanks total. You have 1 tank that's in the center of the fuselage. So that would be our tank that we want to be doing our takeoffs and landings in. And then we have 2 outboard tanks on each wing. So we have an inner wing tank and an outer wing tank. And I imagine as you're going through your flight, you're going to be rotating. Well, let's say after your climb, we're going to switch off of our fuselage tank, probably move over to our wing tanks. And then during our cruise, we'll be monitoring and switching back and forth between our inner and outer wing tanks, I presume. And then when we come in for a landing, we'd want to be on our center tank again. We've got around 2 hours of fuel on board. I think it should only take us maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes to get to our destination. We're here in Canada and near the border of Canada, United States, in the province of Ontario. And I am going to fire up, and I think, like I said, we've got our fuel at the right tank selected. Fuel's down below there. We're using a lossless scaling, map enhancement, global forests, and a track IR for our head tracking. And I am ready. Okay, battery's on, fuel pump is on. Let's go beacons on. And I guess we gotta prime the engine. I'm not, I don't hear anything with the fuel pump, by the way, but let's assume we're priming the engine here. Right, and we'll cut that out. I don't know if that worked. Okay, but let's see. Let's try to fire this up. Okay, good start. Let's get our alternator on. We'll go nav lights on, avionics come on. And we're gonna settle the engine at around 1100 RPM. We'll lean our mixture out a bit. And I don't know if this has cowl flaps. I didn't see any options for cowl flaps. I know it has carb heat. I definitely know it has carb heat. And I'm getting my alert now for carb ice. So we'll pull the carb heat out. And where do I measure my carb heat? It's gotta be right there. Cylinder head temperatures. That's over here on the right. Okay, so let's get the carb heat pulled out. I don't know. Okay. Alright, so that's all set. Let's get our GPS up here. And pull that up. Loading. Uh-oh. Alright, we don't have GPS here for this. That's a shame. And let's go for a stroll and just see if we can get this thing up in the air. I guess this is not going to be a flight to our destination, although maybe. We're going to follow a highway, actually, to get to our destination city. So we could technically do this without any GPS or navigation. So let's give that a go. Let's go. What are my brakes? I forgot. That's HUD. Okay. No, my brakes are definitely not any of those. Okay. I know what my brakes are. Perfect. All right. So let's, I don't know. I need a, I need a windsock. Do I see a windsock? Oh, I do. I see one right over there. Okay, let's zoom in on this bad boy. Let's get our parking brake on. Nope. so we're gonna want to take off from down there. Let's actually need to hop out and see. All right, so we can see where our plane is in the middle of the screen. We're gonna be going to the right. We're gonna get on the active runway, taxi down to the end. Looks like runway 4, maybe runway 6 or runway 4, and we'll take off for the most part into the wind. There might be a slight crosswind, so I think we're good. I haven't flown this plane in a long time, so I'm actually really excited to get it up in the air. So far, taxiing is fine. I hope you are doing well. I'm doing well. And I greatly appreciate you being here today in this test flight. I guess we'll call it a test flight. If we can actually make it to our destination, that'll be amazing. I'm down for it. I don't know how it will go, but I would love to do some flying tonight. And, control it, Kev. Oh, boy. I'd love to do a little bit of flying tonight, and if I can take off and land somewhere else, boy, wouldn't that be fantastic. And again, we're going to be pretty much following the roads, so let's get us spun around here. Beautiful. Alright, and let's get us lined up. Now, on the Cessna 195, I think our takeoff speed is like, can I get back up there? Yes. Okay, I think our takeoff speed is like 90 knots, 80 knots, something like that. So we'll probably do the same. Now, tail dragger. I'm going to have to apply some back pressure on the yoke here so we can get up to speed. And once we do that, we'll let the tail come up a bit. And this plane, I don't know. It looks like it's going to handle like a sports car. Let's hop back in and let's get up in the air. All right, so we got all the lights on. Everything looks good. And by the way, I have my new gear selector knob installed and working for our flight. It has been a long time coming that I've wanted some sort of landing gear lever for my planes that have landing gears. But this plane does have retractable gears, so we're going to give it our first test ever here on this particular flight. All right, enough yapping. Do we even have GPS? I don't think we do. We have our airspeed. We don't really have anything. Yeah, we don't have anything navigation-wise. Well, I guess technically we have VORs and stuff, but we won't worry about that. All right, mixture comes full rich. And a little bit of back pressure on the yoke. Is my trim working? It is. I see it. Okay. There goes nothing. And let's release those brakes. And we're going to be paying attention to our ground loop effects. And this is actually not bad. Okay. Okay, hold it, hold it. Oh man, let's get that nose up. Or let's get that nose down. I can't see my airspeed. Let's hop back into our normal view here. Alright. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here comes 90. Let's lift off. Whoa! Holy cow. Alright, that's not that bad. Gear up. Tap the brakes. Ooh, I heard it. Gear going up. Wow. Holy cow. Wow. This thing is up in the air quick. Alright, so we're airborne. Let's get our prop back a bit. 2,000 RPM. And I want to get a bit of a climb going here. We got some clouds to contend with today, so I don't want to go too crazy. Let's get our sunglasses on. Excellent. Alright, so that'll help us out actually tremendously. Keep an eye on where we're going. Okay, so we are currently heading east, northeast. It's like 060 heading, so I actually need to head west. So let's actually pull the power back a bit. We are screaming. And we are going into the clouds, so I need to let our plane lose a little bit of altitude. I want to find the road first before I, ooh, we just cleared that cloud. Beautiful. Alright, so I want to find the road so we can head west. And now we're heading south. Did I turn too far? Uh-oh. Where's the airport? Oh man, I don't remember. I don't even remember where the airport is. Okay, I think, is this the airport over here? It probably is, actually. Alright, so I'm heading, I don't even know what's happening here. I'm heading like south, 210. So yeah, actually this is probably right. I just need to find the road, and we'll follow the road for our flight today. And it might be right down here off where those trees are. Very possible. And I think this is definitely the road. Check this out. Wow. I think this is the road. How are we doing on our attempts? I'm not getting any alerts for carp heat, so that's a good sign. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're okay. Yeah, I think this is it. What's our heading right now? Pretty much heading 250-ish, which is west, slightly southwest. And I think this is our road, which we will take. So, got to do about 70 or so, I think it was 70 miles, 70 nautical miles. We're doing around 150, 160 miles an hour. So do the math, it might take us 30 minutes to get there. But again, we should just be able to follow this route, take us all the way to the city. Or I guess into our next city. And in fact, I think we're actually going to be crossing the border into the United States and landing in a U.S. state, although we did take off out of Canada. Alright, so settle in. Gonna chill here at around 3,500. I think the weather further off the distance is going to do just fine. I don't think we have any major clouds off in the horizon, so that's good. Just gonna keep this plane trimmed out. So I hope you enjoyed my Global Forest video, and here we are today using Global Forest with SimHeaven. And look at this road. Look at that road. And you see the power lines cut out with the trees, leaving that blank space true to real life. This looks phenomenal. Oh, I've got some live traffic somewhere around us. I don't think I'll see it. But man, look at all these lakes. Alright, I said I wanted to keep the road off to our left. So let's get turned around, get on course. Zero complaints here. You know what, I'm going to try. Can I do a barrel roll? Is that possible? Let's see, I got to hop in for that. Let's try a barrel roll. Oh man, I don't know, guys. Well, kind of. Wow, okay. I gotta see that in replay. That was awesome. Can I do it from the outside? Oh man, I might really hurt myself here. Let's get some room to see. Back up a bit. Alright. I think that'll do it. Alright, barrel roll attempt number 2. Oh my goodness. Good. Oh, whoa, whoa. Wow. Lost some altitude there. Wow, that was awesome. Right, because we're just on the upper tank, and I think it's been like 5 minutes. So I actually would want to switch over to the left tank. Keep us. Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. I would want to switch over to the left upper tank. Come on. There we go. Right. Alright, so now we're on the left upper tank. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Okay, good. And our road is below us still. We're at around 3,000 feet. I'm okay with that. I could go higher, but actually I want to stay low. I want to see the terrain. I want to see this ortho as well as these trees. My goodness. And I can't overstate how many trees are generated right now. I mean, it is insane to see all these trees. Look at that. So I'm hovering at around 30, mid-30s, mid to low 30s, and we've got lossless scaling running, attempting to eject 2 additional frames for every 1 frame. So what you should be seeing is an attempt at roughly 90 frames per second. And I don't know if I'm actually getting that, but I tell you, one of the biggest reasons I love using lossless scaling is for head tracking. When I'm moving my head around, the cockpit or to look around out the window, even in my truck sim game. Having really smooth frames per second, right? Whether you're using adaptive refresh or you're using lossless scaling or a combination of both, or you're just adjusting the base graphics so that you're getting, you know, high 30 plus frames per second. That makes a huge difference when you start using VR or head tracking, because you notice the drop in frames per second, or I guess you'll notice the lack of frames per second when you're panning around, right? Or you might notice some screen tearing. With frame generation, it really makes it so when you're moving around, it is so smooth. It is insane how smooth it is. Okay, alright, so we are following the right road. It is the road directly below us. And it looks like... Can I rotate this? Yes, I can. Alright. So, let's continue to follow this road here. Our airport's going to be to our south eventually. Right now we're sort of heading west, southwest. And that's eventually we're going to hit the city of... Oh boy, what is this? Winnipeg, Minneapolis, right? So Winnipeg, well, actually no, Winnipeg's Canada. I guess we're going to be in Minneapolis, South International Falls. Is that Minnesota? And that is where our airport will be. Yeah, our destination airport is KINL. And at least I have that up and running where I know where I am. That is super helpful. Sorry I don't have it here on the screen for you today, but promise I will eventually. Alright, let's get that out of the way. Got our road below us. Yep, see it. And let's just turn over to the right a bit. Actually going to continue to turn to the right. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Whoa, guys. I got it really hairy. Kind of in the middle of nowhere, so we're not going to see a ton of lights, unfortunately. But this is actually quite nice. It actually would help us find the city eventually. And look at the cars down here on the road. That looks awesome. Okay, I think I actually see a bunch of lights off in the distance. Those lights there, some more lights over there, so we might actually start to be getting closer to our city, which would be excellent. Airport elevation is probably sea level. No, elevation is 1,100 feet. Wow, okay. I just assumed with all the lakes, elevation, we were going to be basically sea level, but no, you're not. Alright, so I think it's going to be time to balance those tanks again soon. But I think I'm just going to leave it as is, because eventually I'm going to go down into our center tank as we start our approach. Alright, I need to go over to my main tank. Big time. Let's try to do that now. Main tank. Switch you this way. Uh-oh. Switch you this way. Come on. Boom. Alright, good. Alright, we're back. We are back. And like I said, I think I see our airport. Yep. Green lights. I think I'm gonna gear down. Let's give that a go. Gear's coming down. Okay, I heard it. Power back in, adjust my rate of descent here. Big time. And I'm going to take the tip I learned from one of my subscribers here on the channel. Thank you again. Which is that in these tail draggers, oh man, I'm losing Line of sight here. Let's get landing lights on. And I'm actually gonna bring some flaps in. I'm not feeling good about this. Okay, we're a little crooked. We're at 90 miles an hour. Let's level off here. 90 miles an hour. So yeah, the tip is when I land with these tail draggers to don't essentially let the engine idle. Gotcha. But instead, once I'm down and I start to brake, increase the manifold pressure, right? Keep allowing air from the propeller to move over the control surfaces. All right, let's bring the power back a bit. Oh man, we are coming in. We are coming in. All right. Got trim. Boy. Oh man, I don't. Here we go. Here we go. Oh yeah, beautiful. Come on, don't bounce. There we go. Yo! Yo! I'm down! Yes! Let's go! Wow, we did it, y'all! Look at this beautiful sunrise. Man, what a great tip. That just changed everything. And it makes, it makes a ton of sense. I'll be honest, I should have realized that myself. It makes a ton of sense. Keep air moving across the control surfaces as you're landing and slowing down. That allows you to keep your rudder authority and avoid a ground loop. Alright, parking brake on. We'll go avionics off, landing lights come off, nav lights come off. We'll go alternator generator off. Make sure it's full cutout. There it goes. Magneto's off. Okay, beacon comes off. And battery comes off. Beautiful. Wow. All right, let's take a look at this landing one more time. Again, I'm coming in hot, no doubt. But I start my flare. Little too late, actually, and I might have flared too much. Actually, you know what? I'm not even mad. Other than the 3 bounces, boom, bounce 1, boom, bounce 2, boom, bounce 3, and we had it down. Wow. How cool is that? I look forward to seeing you in the next Flight Sim video. Again, thank you so much. Take care.